This is Donka, 26. And this is Moyani, 34. Orphans. Since the floods of 2009 took their parents and their home in Zimbabwe, they found refuge in South Africa. A chance for a new life. But a chance is useless without effort. While the world outside was working, they were stuck inside this tiny flat in Hillbrow, stuck in their own personal habits. Donka chose passive laziness, the safety of the couch, the endless scroll, the quiet belief that her diploma meant she was too good for honest work. Moyani chose active laziness, the frantic, dishonest scramble for a shortcut. Why work an honest job for a month when you could steal a fortune in a day? Every broken gadget, every failed identity scam was proof of his conviction that stability was for fools. But the world, as always, demanded payment. That slip of paper was the consequence of their shared failure, eviction in 3 days. They had nothing left to lose, except the roof over their heads, which they had lazily and dishonestly gambled away. The anger wasn't about the rent, it was the sting of truth. Moyani's schemes failed because they were built on sand. Donka's dreams failed because she refused to wake up and build them. They were orphans, yes, but their misfortune was no longer the flood. It was their own hand. With 2 days left, the siblings made their promises. Donka would look for a stable job. Moyani would chase his capital job. Both were lies born of their comfort zones. Moyani was off to buy a list of stolen identities, his idea of a solution. He was desperate for fast money, convinced that a risk was easier than responsibility. He didn't realize that dishonesty is the most exhausting form of work. Donka, meanwhile, faced a genuine opportunity, a job at the local spaza shop. Simple work, but honest pay. It required only 2 things she lacked, humility and early rising. 7 in the morning was unthinkable. Cleaning floors was an insult to her diploma. Her pride, her greatest comfort and her greatest flaw, spoke for her, rejecting the lifeline. She chose the relief of a missed opportunity over the dread of effort. She walked away, feeling sorry for herself, missing the sight of a truly eager applicant heading straight for the door she'd just left. That same night, Moyani's elaborate fraud scheme crashed. The list was junk. He had invested the last of their savings into failure. His energy and effort were high, but because they were rooted in deception, they yielded nothing but emptiness. They had tried to fix the problem, but only with one foot still firmly planted in their bad habits. And so, as the final day dawned, they still had no money, no plan, and nothing but the silence of their own self-inflicted defeat. The fear was real now, raw and cold. They frantically clutched at the things they thought mattered, Donka's phone, Moyani's suits. They were grasping at symbols of the lives they thought they deserved, not the lives they had earned, but the landlord was an immovable force of reality. Within minutes, the little flat, the setting of their failure, was emptied. Out here, on the street, there was no room for excuses. Their possessions, scattered on the dirty pavement, were the physical manifestation of their choices. Donka's laptop, unutilized. Moyani's briefcase, empty. It was the lowest point that finally forced the truth out. Moyani, the slick schemer, had to admit that his dishonesty was just a desperate form of laziness. Donka, the prideful academic, had to see that her diploma was just expensive paper if she was too lazy and too proud to take a minimum wage job. They were orphans, yes, but their fate was no longer pity. It was personal accountability. With nowhere left to fall, they made a final, simple promise to work. To find the job they could hate, that would pay the rent. To stop being the lazy orphans. Because sometimes, the only way to redemption is through the honest, difficult effort you have spent your entire life avoiding. Loved this story? Don't forget to like, share and comment to boost the algorithm to get to more African narratives from African concepts storytelling.